Me now, Anahita Sedaghatfar. This is as gruesome as they come, and I do feel for that jury. This is a important trial, and it's very painful to have to relive this pain with the parents. I have to help me understand what each team is going to have to do. The defense here, right? Because it seems like it might be a slam dunk for the prosecution. They walked in on this woman. It is not. You're saying it may not be.
I'm saying it may not be because the question isn't Michaela who done it. We know
who did it.
Yeah, she admitted she did it. So the sole question the jurors have to decide here is, was this defendant legally insane at the time of the killing? So this has nothing to do with mental illness, right? She's arguing, or her attorneys are arguing, that she was mentally ill. She had a history of mental illness. Does not matter. She needs to prove that at the time of these killings, she didn't know the difference between right from wrong, that she had a psychotic break, that she heard voices telling her to kill these children, and that's what she's arguing. That
How hard of a threshold is that?
It's a very hard burden to meet. It's rarely used, this defense, and it's rarely successful. So I think it's going to be very difficult for her. And I think part of the reason why her defense attorney is spending so much time talking about mental illness is to get sympathy. Because, Michaela, there are millions of people that have mental illness.
Absolutely.
That don't commit murder, right? Sure. So two distinct things, two completely different issues here. The sole issue is the focus will be how she was, what her state was at the time she killed these kids.
Well, and I know that part of that comes down to the prosecution's case. It sounds as though they're trying to sort of show that this was a woman that was angry at her boss, was resentful of her boss, and was trying to in a way to get back at her. I mean, is that the kind of part of their end game?
So the prosecution is saying there's no way this woman, this defendant, was legally insane. Why? Because she planned and plotted this. Because she got rid of her cell phone ahead of time. She went to the doorman to find out if anyone was up in the apartment before she took the kids up there to kill them. And the prosecution is saying there's a motive here, that this nanny was actually jealous of the family because they had wealth, they had money. She resented them because she was struggling financially, and they point to a statement that she gave to the police saying, they made me clean the house. I'm not a housekeeper. I was a nanny. So she did have this resentment, and so if the jurors buy that, that's first-degree murder. That's not legally insane.
But in the meantime, they're having to, I mean, they're showing pretty graphic images of the crime scene in the courtroom. You really have to, I mean, you've seen it all, Anahita. The burden that is put on these jurors in a case like this is so terrifically hard, and I commend those people that are sitting in that room. Do you think this is going to end in this woman ending the rest of her time in a mental health facility?
No, I think she's going to prison. I think it's a high bar to meet. We rarely see this defense work, and it's not going to work in this case. If the jurors buy the prosecution's very compelling arguments that this was calculated, this was planned. And by the way, Michaela, they better have evidence of her mental illness, because they've argued this all in their opening.
Tough to prove, isn't it?
Very tough to prove.
All right, Anahita, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Meanwhile,